Hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Knock Knock Hi with the Glauc and Fleckens. I am Dr. Glauc Flecken.
I am Lady Glauc and Flecken.
Will and Kristin Flannery. And how do you sit cross-legged like that?
Oh, that is the most comfortable way
You're
for
40
me to
years
sit.
old. You're 40 years old.
41.
Oh, you are 41. I just don't. There's no way I could get myself
Crisscross applesauce?
into like a pretzel like that.
No, this is most comfortable. I think that my
it's like a stress position for me. That would
Really?
be like it'd be like a way that somebody could torture me, information out of me, is by making me sit like on the ground, no back support. I mean, you have back support, but if I had no back support, like having to sit like cross-legged like that, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I've got a couple thoughts that I have run across.
What's that?
One is hypermobility.
Oh, okay, sure.
But because like when I sit normally, just like, legs straight down, it hurts after a while. It hurts my hips and my back.
You just hang out with your leg above your head?
That's probably more comfortable than sitting like that for a while. The other thing is I'm big on I don't have very good proprioceptive sense. Like I don't know where I am in space, right? Like I'm bumping into things all the time. Also,
you try to make
related
yourself
to
as small as
hypermobility.
possible so you won't.
No, so this has like a lot of surface area that is touching the ground or the chair in this case.
Okay.
So it like gives you more feedback, proprioceptive feedback. I've heard that before.
All right, sure.
I didn't make these up. These are things that I've heard. I don't know.
Well, we're not spending the whole episode talking about our sitting strategies. I'm just straight, sit in my chair.
Well, you're kind of leaning there.
By the way, I did experience for the first time, speaking of sitting, I experienced someone else manspreading on a flight.
Yeah, how'd you like that?
I was not a fan. I was not a fan. And I, at some point, I keep myself pretty well, like, contained in my seat. I'm aware of how big I am. I'm 6'4" tall. So I'm
Question. Do you do that with me as well, or just strangers?
Just strangers.
Because
we can touch each other, and it's like not
so when you man spread on me, it's fine.
Yes.
I
Absolutely.
see.
I mean, you could woman spread on me. Like, that's fine.
I don't think I'm physically large enough.
Well, you put your head on my shoulder. You'd like take.
That's an affectionate move. That's not just like I'm taking up space here.
That is an affectionate move.
No, it is not.
I'm showing affection.
You are not.
By gently
invading my space
and spreading myself out. You have more of me to show affection to, and. Is that not? No,
it's not the same.
Okay,
because you're not actually showing affection.
So anyway, I was in the aisle. The guy the spreader was in the middle seat, and he was like a very muscular, tall person, right?
Okay.
So it was
just like a large
individual.
Yeah.
And at some point, and he was like slowly kind of like spreading it out a little bit more, definitely getting into my, and I get it. Like the middle seat, they get the armrests.
Sure.
Every time they get the armrest. So I'm off the armrest. I just touched kind of the inside of my armrest, but it was the legs that was the spreading.
You would think that when you feel your own leg touch someone else's leg, that you would say like, "Oh, oops," and move your leg back.
So I am able to forgive more the shoulder touching.
Yeah, because like, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? There's only so much you can like squeeze yourself in.
Right.
But the legs, if I see there's space between your legs sitting in your seat, and that's unaccounted for, it's like, put those legs together, man.
Amen.
Get them in there. And at one point, I was just like, I'm tired of this, and I just laid my leg right against his leg.
I thought you were gonna, because you moved your hand. I thought you were gonna say you put your hand on his knee. That'd be one way to handle
sure how that would go at 30,000 feet over the middle of the Rocky Mountains. No, I just gently, like, you know what? We're just gonna get cozy. We're just going to get intimate here on a plane. And I just let my leg rest against his leg. And he moved after that.
See?
But I can understand you not wanting to do that,
No,
So
that wouldn't be a good move
Yeah.
for me.
So anyway, that was it was not the most comfortable flying experience I've had.
Yeah, it's really annoying and uncomfortable, and I don't know why
I
people
also
feel like they
flew.
can do that.
This is interesting. It's been an interesting time recently for travel because I've traveled to some places I don't normally go, like Phoenix and Austin, where normally I fly Delta and it's not easy to get there. So
Yeah.
I flew Southwest.
Yeah.
For the first time since I was in college. It's
Yeah?
been that long since I've flown Southwest. Man, total different vibe. Oh man.
Mhm.
Like the flight attendants, they were like kicking people into gear. Like, find your seats, folks. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Keep it moving. Keep
Not
it moving.
messing around.
Man, yeah. And I kind of liked it.
Yeah?
I was like, it came off a little brash.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got the hell out of that airport.
Yeah.
Like we were gone, and it was so. I was like,
I wonder if you guys were running a little behind. And
well, not really,
No?
but like I was vibing with it. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Yeah,
Down to business.
let's get these people in their seats. Like no more dilly dally.
Yeah.
Like if fine,
Let's get where we're going.
let's go. So anyway, it was interesting. I still I'm not a fan of like I felt very out of place trying to like not having a seat, and I was like, where do I sit? Like what do I do? Where do I go?
Yeah.
But apparently that's changing.
They're assigning
Southwest
seats.
they're going to start doing that next year.
Interesting.
Yeah, my mom's she's very nervous
She
about it.
loves Southwest.
She's a big fan of Southwest, being a Texan and everything. All right, so what we're going to do today,
Yeah.
I want to start by going through some comments on our YouTube channel.
Yep,
We got
love doing that.
Got some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a game.
Okay.
And then we have time. We'll do a random topic.
Okay.
All right, so these are, by the way, at Glaucomfleckens. Go check it out on YouTube. You can see us in HD. And or if you like to listen to us like on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to your podcast, you can always just come to the YouTube channel. You don't have to listen. You don't have to watch us.
Yes.
But leave a comment there because we see those comments.
Or you can leave a review on Apple and Spotify, and we would see those too.
You can email. There's lots of different ways to try to reach out to us. But I do try to always see the YouTube comments because I'm more frequently on YouTube, and it's just easy for me to see those. All right, so we got a few great comments. So this was the most recent episode of Glauc Talk, as of this recording, was how does vision loss turn into visual hallucinations? And during that conversation, we talked about different forms of aphasia. We talked about your brain.
Yeah.
A lot about your brain, about how you don't know how to turn it off, and you haven't figured out how to meditate. It's not like a thing that you feel like hard. You know how to do. And we had some people who were like trying to help you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But we had a couple good ones. So at Esha B said, as my therapist often says, your poor brain, after describing all my thoughts. That's kind of how I feel about you sometimes.
Spirit.
Yeah. I could like whenever you really get going, like you're just running through your list.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to the point where I know when you start like talking, it took me a while to figure this out. Okay. When you start talking about all the things you need to do, I've had to figure out when it is you're just doing that for your own benefit, like running through your list, or when you're like actually asking me to do some of these things.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't know what you think you've figured out, but if you are hearing me, if I am directing it at you, it is because you need to be involved in some piece or another. I don't just like dump my thoughts at you.
Are you sure?
Yes. Because I have learned not to do that because you don't like conversation.
No, you can Kristin, you can thought dump. But
I find it pointless because you're not listening. Like it's very nice of you to let me thought dump at you, but like
no, I do listen.
Oh, well, I can't tell you're listening. You seem like you're not listening.
There's sometimes when I think you're thought dumping, it didn't seem like there was like an action item for me.
Listen, I'm never thought dumping and for no reason to you.
Well, I know there's a reason.
No, it's never for my own benefit solely. It's always, if I'm telling it to you, it's because there's something relevant to you.
Okay. Anyway,
So just FYI.
Anyway, the point is, I often think, oh, your poor brain.
Yeah.
Like how you're able to navigate the absolute chaos happening in there at any given moment.
I like it.
So glad
I don't know.
I'm glad you like your brain.
It's stimulating. I would be bored if nothing was going on up there.
It's almost like you're mentally like scratching the brain and like thoughts are just flying off of it. just flying all over the place.
Listen, that so my internal
get brain scratch and then
no, my internal, I am a person who lives in my head. I make my living from my brain. I live in my brain. I like that there's activity going on in there because if there weren't, what would I be?
Okay, so here we go. We had at Jim, our friend Jim Belter. He leaves a lot of comments for us. He said, for Kristin, for many years, I struggled with my mind not shutting off, and it really was affecting my sleep. It would take me an hour or better before I got to sleep. Finally, I spoke to one of my docs. He said, try repeating a phrase. Don't think, do not think, stop thinking, while simultaneously taking deeper breaths. I used 20 breaths as the number I needed to do consecutively before I stopped the deep breathing. It's hard to concentrate on the breathing, but concentrate more on the words and then breathe while you're saying the words in your head.
How do you count the number of breaths while you're repeating the words? I guess maybe you have to use your fingers.
Some of us can multitask. I don't know. Over time, your mind will become accustomed to this change. It will clear your mind in less than 20 minutes. Yes, it's weird to have you think of something to think nothing. It doesn't sound right, but I'm seeing how your mind works during these podcasts. I'm glad you can see it too, Jim. So I don't know. So you could try that. Stop thinking.
Yeah.
Stop thinking.
Just don't think.
Stop thinking. And then you're deep breathing.
My initial gut reaction to this is a deep rage.
Why?
Not to him leaving the comment. Yeah. That was very I think it's nice. Yes. Yeah. I think that, I'll try and see if I'm correct, but my hypothesis is that doing that would just make me angry.
Okay. All right. Well, then don't do it, please.
I don't know. Listen, I am neurodivergent, okay? I am what I am.
At Gary J. Cat, it's kind of crazy to me that a guy with no inner monologue can create so many characters.
That's a good point.
I've written stories before, and it would be weird if I couldn't imagine my characters' voices before typing everything out.
Well, that's why his characters' voices are all just his voice.
And
his face.
And yeah, exactly. So anyway.
That's the only thoughts he can access.
A couple of ophthalmology related things. So we got at Cindy KN said, I love watching your videos. My first encounter with ophthalmologist was when I was on vacation and started getting a lot of floaters in my right eye. A couple of days later, we were back home and I went to the ED. ED doc didn't see anything, but said I should visit an ophthalmologist. Here's what I'm going to tell everyone.
Okay.
All right. If you have an eye doctor where you are that you go to, you're an established patient, you've been there before, and you have an eye problem that is concerning enough to you that you're thinking of going to the emergency department, please call the eye doctor first. Not to say emergency doctors can't handle eye problems, but you might be able to save yourself a visit to the emergency department and a big bill if you just call your eye doctor first.
Well, this person was on vacation.
I know. Yes, Cindy's on vacation here. But I'm just saying in general, just to let everyone know.
Yeah.
Like I take call for my patients. I do.
Yeah.
A grand total of 3 weeks a year. It happens. And, but we always have somebody. And so we would love to triage that for you instead of you going to the emergency room and having an emergency doctor saying, well, looks good. Go see an eye doctor. Then you're going to come to me anyway.
Most emergency doctors, from what I can tell, from what I've gathered, most of them are going to refer to an ophthalmologist anyway, or just call an ophthalmologist.
Right. They're going to defer to our expertise for sure, just because nobody outside of ophthalmology gets a whole lot of ophthalmology training.
Right.
And so that's why I'm saying just
go save yourself a step.
Go to the source. Go to the source. Now, obviously, it's like trauma or something, like you fall and now you can't see, like, that
there might be other things going on. You need to get checked out.
Absolutely. But in that case, even if you did call me first, I would then say, okay, go to the emergency room. So there are certain times when I will do the opposite. I will do the same thing, but in the other direction.
Yeah.
But thank you for that comment. And then one more.
Oh, well, you left it hanging.
Oh, yeah. She said, next day we called my spouse's ophthalmologist and he referred me immediately to a retina specialist who found a torn retina. That's right. Lots of new floaters. That can be a torn retina.
Isn't torn retina, don't you usually have flashes?
You can.
Flashes
sometimes,
and floaters?
Not all the time.
Okay.
Sometimes people don't notice the flashes. Maybe they happen while they're sleeping. Okay. And then, I like this comment too. This is from, so we talked about scrubs and like what I wear in clinic, I guess, during that episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At Sean Davenport, 6484, said, when you were talking about scrubs on clinic day, I couldn't help. I think it was like, I wear scrubs and I don't actually have to wear scrubs in clinic because I don't get any eyeball juice on me.
Oh, right.
So it's like kind of fake scrub. Like it's like not a requirement really. It's just more out of convenience that I'm doing this.
Right.
I couldn't help but think about this paper I came across earlier this year. My BFF is an eye guy like you in academic medicine and also a bit of a clothes horse. Do you know what a clothes horse is?
I'm thinking that means that he likes clothing and has a lot of clothing.
Yeah. I was looking at another, I've never heard that term though, clothes horse.
I don't think I have either.
I was looking at another scientific paper and this one got thrown in at me. I had to pass it along to affirm his fashionable choices.
There you go.
This is from the Journal of Academic Ophthalmology. I'm aware of this journal. 2019. Patient Preferences is the title of it. It's Patient Preferences for Physician Attire in Ophthalmology Practices. Abstract conclusion. Physician attire is important to patients receiving ophthalmic care. Policies aimed at physician attire in ophthalmology practices should be considered.
How about that?
Does that mean I have to dress up?
I don't know. It doesn't say in which direction.
I'll have to go look up that paper. It doesn't say
if they prefer scrubs because you look more doctorly.
I'm pretty sure with context clues here, I could guess.
Maybe some
they're talking about fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if they're fashionable scrubs?
Oh,
does that exist?
They're moving in that direction these days.
Exist. No, as they can try to make them as fancy as possible. They're scrubs. Okay, I will say the darker colors look more professional than like bright pink or something.
Sure, I guess not professional, but they look more dressy.
Right, darker colors. I guess just in general look more dressy. So,
that's funny to me though that is a thing that got published in a medical journal.
Oh, hell yeah. You can publish anything you want these days.
I gotta tread very carefully here, but just having been trained in like
you can find a journal. You can find
a non-medical academic
journal.
Intense science research program, like it I'll just say it surprised me when I saw some medical journals.
Like I once published something in the Ophthalmology Journal of Siberia. So
Siberia? This is a joke.
It's an actual. It wasn't an actual journal, but it felt like that because we kept getting rejected by like more reputable journals. It was like, you know what? Let's see if Siberia wants to publish this, and sure enough, they did.
All right,
contributing to the glut of nonsense academic research.
That said, there is also a lot of very high quality,
of course,
medical research.
Of course. All right, we need to take a break.
Okay. I will.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
Well, it's New Year.
Uh-huh.
That's the perfect time to have a fresh new outlook.
Okay, what's on top of your mind?
I love eyelid mites now.
You?
Yeah.
Eyelid mites.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking, since they're so common, I should be more accepting.
What made you change your mind?
Well, 1 out of every 12 adults has an overgrowth of mites.
Yes, that's true.
And I know that if they happen to overpopulate and cause Demodex blepharitis, there is a prescription eye drop treatment, so no need to stress.
I love hearing you talk about Demodex. Do you like eyeballs as much as you like Demodex?
No, just the mites.
I'll take what I can get. Mm-hmm. But you're right. And so, if you ever have itchy, irritated eyelids, just go see your eye doctor. They can examine your eyelids, check for crusties, what we call collarettes, those things that the mites leave behind.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
To learn more about eyelid mites and Demodex blepharitis, visit miteslovelids.com. Again, that's miteslovelids.com to learn more. This ad is brought to you by Tarsus Pharmaceuticals. There's lots of high-quality research. I just didn't contribute to any of them.
Well, yeah, fair.
So
you hate research.
I don't hate it.
You hate doing research.
I just think students should be outlawed from doing it.
Students specifically,
Med
or
students.
would you,
Med
if someone came to you and said,
No.
we have a requirement that you have to publish X number of papers per year.
I'm on the record here.
Okay.
Med students, they can read research, they can interpret research, they can discuss research, but they should not be allowed to do research.
Because
there's way too many. There's an arms race of research.
I see.
For
it
building
dilutes.
up. It dilutes actual. I was just
okay,
I was a
and
part
this
of
is not because
of
of the med student's level of competence or
No,
intelligence. It's that it's now something you have to do to put on your applications, so you're going to be motivated to just get as many as possible, whatever it takes.
It's a box you're checking.
Yeah.
It's and so why? And I felt it. I was part of that. I felt like I had to do that. Fortunately, I was applying to residency, 15 years ago, so it didn't hurt me at all. The fact
I think that your
comedy
actually helped. I think it helped compensate.
Did I apply?
Because I remember we talked to your program director one time. We were just chatting, and this is after you've graduated, and it was a couple years ago. So he can tell you the truth now.
Yeah, right. Tell me where I matched.
And he was saying that they clocked it, that you didn't have much research.
Yeah.
But, and this makes total sense if this is Thomas Oding. We had him on a previous episode. He was like, oh, he's got this comedy thing. I want to hear more about that.
No, I mean, I do think having an unusual hobby can set you apart. Whereas doing some BS, I don't want to call it the research BS, but just
something
doing
you're not
something
actually interested in,
that everybody else is doing, and what does it mean anymore to have a publication? Because I know for a fact, talking to other people I know in med school, they were just putting each other's names on papers.
Mm-hmm. So you're not really doing any work
have
on
a publication.
Yeah.
You landed a sweet research project where looks like you're going to get a second author publication or something, maybe even a first author. Oh, hey buddies. Hey, you guys, you're applying to this field. You want to be on my publication?
Right.
You want to get on the author line? That's stupid. What does that mean? And
if they're doing literally nothing, then that's an issue.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. And now you got students that are applying to neurosurgery that have 30 research experiences, 30 publications. There's no way you can tell me in medical school
that you've done some
doing
meaningful
legitimate, meaningful research to warrant 30 publications.
The math doesn't add up.
It doesn't. There's not enough hours in the day.
No.
Even if you're a neurosurgeon, and I know neurosurgeons, they work on 30-hour weeks or 30-hour days, not 24 hours. But still, and this is nothing against med students just playing the game.
Right. They're doing what they have to do.
They're just doing what they have to do, what they know they have to do to get in. This is on the people that make the rules. Right? Administrators that run hospitals and programs and residency programs, putting pressure on or putting, I think, undue weight on med student research. So I don't know.
I could see how
maybe I'm just
could
salty.
Be a differentiator if if it's rare, then it's oh wow, okay, this is a student who really cares about research. But anyway, to have it be the expectation, that's kind of I don't
even know how we got on this tangent, but anyway.
Yeah. So just to be clear, we are pro research.
Oh, that's what it was. It's an anti-research. I am pro quality research.
Yeah.
And I love that people do research. I'm just never going to be one of them. but I will read it. I will make videos about it.
Yeah,
I love doing that. All right, so I've got a little game for us to play.
Okay.
Don't look at the screen here,
okay.
please.
I will try, but it's right in front of me. I'll just look down.
So I will give you the name of a real medical procedure that has happened sometime in history.
Okay.
And I want you to, as best you can, tell me where you think it started, what area of the world began that. Well, first, what it is. See if you can tell me what that procedure is.
Oh, boy.
Where you think it started and what time period.
I am not qualified for any of this.
It's okay. It's okay. Just give it your best shot.
This will be entertaining.
Give your best shot. All right. We're going to go with the first one, which I think you will be able to answer some of those.
Okay.
Trepanation. What is trepanation?
Oh, I should know this one because it rings some bells.
Yes, you should.
It involves a hole in the skull, I think. And I think they were probably like similar to bloodletting. They were trying to let out the
spirits,
evil things,
evil humors. Yeah, exactly. Drilling or scraping a hole in the skull. That's a terrible way to describe it. To treat health problems like seizures, head trauma, mental illness, or just releasing the evil demons that were in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You have any guess like when in history that started?
That it started?
Yeah. When was trepanation a big deal?
Oh, I don't know.
7,000.
I guess it was 7,000 years ago.
BC.
Oh, 7,000 BC. Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago. I don't know how accurate any of this stuff is, but it's fairly accurate.
Okay.
Peru and ancient Greece is where we have reports of this happening.
Interesting, because those are very far away.
I know.
From each other.
Everybody had the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
Many patients survived, as evidenced by bone healing. You can see like bone. So they didn't just die from that, which makes sense because we do craniotomies now.
Mm-hmm.
We make holes in the skull.
Yeah, but do you fill them afterward? Like, is there a way to like graft up there? Or
you can close the hole.
Yeah,
you can for sure. I mean, babies have holes in their skull.
Not their scalp and their skull.
Little fontanelle.
Like, there's not just an open tunnel to their brain.
I mean, it's not a tunnel, but it's got a different shape. All right. How about the lobotomy?
Oh, you remove a lobe.
Yeah. Now discredited neurosurgical procedure where brain connections in the prefrontal cortex were severed to treat mental illness.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
They're like, well, if we just cut this off.
Yeah, exactly.
It should stop it.
What time period do you think this gained popularity?
Oh, see, I'm thinking of movies rather than what I learned many moons ago. I think, I don't know, 1800s?
1930s and 40s.
Okay, not too far off, given all of history.
By the way, Egas Moniz, I'm not sure how to say his name, from Portugal, won the Nobel Prize.
Oh,
in 1949.
Coming up with this?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. So.
Well, this just goes to show,
like one you'd want back. I don't know. Okay.
Science is self-correcting.
That's true. It is.
There are periods of time where it seems like something is true, and then later we learn it is not.
Or we know it's true, and later people decide it's not true anymore. Okay. How about you mentioned bloodletting.
Mm-hmm.
What do people do bloodletting for?
To let out the humors.
Yeah, removal of blood from the patient to cure or prevent illness.
Like you would have too much bile.
Yeah, too much bile. Let's get that bile out.
What were the other humors?
Phlegm.
Yeah.
Vapor.
Vapor.
I think vapor. Evil vapor.
Are you making this up?
No, I really think that was one of them. I don't know what the four humors were. There were colors. They're like yellow, black.
I remember that. Red, I think.
Yeah. So who knows? Practice in ancient Egypt and Greece and throughout the Middle Ages.
And like into the.
And it was done by barbers.
Ugh.
They already got scissors. They already got sharp things.
Yeah.
Just let out a little blood.
Ugh.
Like cutting the hair, let out some blood.
At least they weren't doing trepanation while they were up there.
Anyway, it fell out of favor in the 1800s.
Yeah, so it lasted a long time.
It lasted until like the early 1800s. All right, how about CPR? You know what that is.
I do, in fact.
Life-saving technique using chest compressions and rescue breathing. Well, actually, we only do...
No more rescue breathing. Maybe in certain cases, I don't know.
To restore heartbeat and breathing. Formalized in what year? Close. 1960.
Okay.
The year 1960. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation was first demonstrated in the 50s.
Oh, see.
But then it was formalized as like an actual thing, CPR in 1960. And then chest compressions it started as breathing, and then they didn't add chest compressions till later.
And now we've gone the other way. Now it's hands-only chest compressions
We're realizing
for the most part.
just how important the compressing the heart to move the blood is the actual thing that is most helpful.
Yeah, but I know that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when you think about it, that's kind of weird because like you would think you're adding. I guess you're not adding oxygen, are you? You're just adding carbon dioxide if you're giving them breaths.
Yeah, you're just whatever oxygen is already diffused in the blood, you're making sure that gets.
No, I'm talking about doing mouth to mouth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think there's safety concerns there, but also I want to say they've done that. We have research that shows that.
I'm sure there is. I'm just trying to guess at like you would think just like off the top of your head that breathing into someone's body might help.
It does. So I think the issue is with 2-person CPR versus 1 person.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they went to just hands only, and that's what they teach, is because usually when someone's by themselves, when you're doing chest compressions, and the idea of stopping chest compressions to give breaths is counterproductive.
Yeah. Because how much oxygen are you really getting in there by breathing into that? Like,
right, you're getting some.
breathing out, so you're just expelling carbon dioxide, aren't you?
With 2-person CPR, you can still like give oxygen.
How?
Bag mask.
Oh, bagging, yes, but mouth to mouth. I am trying to figure out why mouth to mouth was seen as effective.
Well, you breathe, take a big deep breath. You have a lot of oxygen. It's not all carbon dioxide. You're going to breathe in a lot of oxygen, but you're going to give out a lot of oxygen still. Some CO2, but still.
More CO2 than oxygen, though, yeah?
I don't know what the breakdown is.
Because when we exhale, it's mostly CO2.
I don't know, but if you're about to ask about the chemical composition of anything, please hold it for next segment.
Listen, there are plenty of my fellow nerds who want to know.
All right, X-ray imaging.
X-ray imaging.
What is an X-ray?
What is an X-ray? It's where you see the bones.
It's the way to view inside the body, especially the bones. You can see other things, but mostly bones.
Mm-hmm.
What year?
60s?
Oh, no, way earlier than that.
Oh. Well, we didn't even have cameras until the 1800s.
1895.
Okay.
So, Wilhelm Röntgen.
Do you roll your R's in German?
Not really.
I feel like, I don't know why you did that.
He noticed that cathode rays could produce shadows of internal structures. And then he, started doing it.
Testing it out.
How about the field of plastic surgery?
Well, we would have needed anesthesia for that probably, right?
So
like
it's a surgery.
You wouldn't just do something aesthetically if it was certain death.
Okay, well let's actually start with anesthesia then, and we'll come back to plastic surgery.
Okay.
Ether was the first way that people were put out.
Right. Little more.
It's a
crude
method of inducing unconsciousness and pain relief during surgery using inhaled ether gas.
Yeah, and I know that was at least in the 1700s.
That was first used publicly in 1846 at Massachusetts General Hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, Mass General.
Publicly. So it was being used. This is what I'm reading between the lines. People were doing this at home.
Oh, yeah.
Before this.
People are going to town with ether, man. Previously experimented with by dentists and showmen. Showmen. You could do a show. We could do that at our show. Let's bring a little ether.
I call dibs on not being put out.
All right. And then, we got to take one more break.
Oh, okay.
All right. We'll come back with plastic surgery. Hey, Kristin.
Yeah.
How come people only talk about being cozy and warm and wrapped up during the holidays?
I don't know. I like to be cozy all year long, every single month.
Exactly. When the holidays wind down, like, that's what I crave the most. I
Yes.
still want to feel that way.
Right. And I need a lot of rest after the holidays, so it's nice to be able to wrap yourself up in
And that's
something
exactly what
cozy.
Cozy Earth delivers. Luxury comfort that makes home the best part of your life. And now you can get a 100-night sleep trial with Cozy Earth and a 10-year warranty, because once you feel this level of comfort, you'll want it to last a whole decade.
That's right.
Start the new year off right and give your home the luxury it deserves and make home the best part of your life. Go to CozyEarth.com and use my code KNOCK for up to 20% off. And if you get a post-purchase survey, be sure to mention you heard about Cozy Earth right here. Give the gift of comfort that lasts beyond the holidays and carries into a cozy new year. Okay, plastic surgery. Well, what is plastic surgery? How would you define the field of plastic surgery?
It's changing how your body looks, a part of your body.
Surgical specialty involving the reconstruction or alteration of body parts, often for function or appearance. So there's like functional plastics.
Right, like trauma cases.
Yeah. And there's cosmetic. Let's see, dates back to when?
I'm going to say, when was anesthesia? 18...
But I would not base
No, they're not
that.
connected? Okay.
Think about how long humans have wanted to alter their appearance.
Well, forever.
Right. So dates back to 600 BC.
What? Okay, I never would have guessed that far back.
In India, Sushruta, an ancient physician, described nasal reconstruction using skin flaps. How that was done, under what situation and circumstances, how the patient made probably just a lot of wine.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems very challenging to do.
Yeah.
Or maybe they like opium or something, something to, knock them out and, some way, something pre-ether.
Hopefully that would at least be an attempt at ethical surgery, but it is obviously a possibility that it was some more unethical approach.
How about the smallpox vaccine?
See, this is something that all of your audience is going to think is like super obvious, and I'm going to feel stupid.
No, don't, because everybody knows you're not in medicine.
Not everybody knows that.
Okay,
people think I am.
Everybody,
I am
Kristin
not.
is not a doctor. She has she took intro to biology.
No, I had a biology minor.
Okay, so she does know a thing or two. So maybe she should be a little bit embarrassed.
And I know
for not
more
knowing these
about
things.
neuroscience.
I'm trying to undersell you so that people don't.
Thanks.
Let me.
All right.
I know what I'm doing here.
Okay. I just don't like it when things are inaccurate.
Smallpox vaccine, a biological preparation that provides immunity to smallpox using material from cowpox.
Yes.
So, guess what year?
40s, 30s, 20s.
Developed by Edward Jenner in 1796.
Wow. That's a long time ago.
I think we need to fact check this.
Yeah.
Right now.
We did not write
because
these.
We had help. We had help.
Found these.
What is the history of the smallpox vaccine? Edward Jenner.
Yeah, 1796.
Yep, there you go.
At least according to Wikipedia.
That seems like a long time ago.
I know. I'm surprised.
That's crazy. All right, so smallpox vaccine developed by Edward Jenner in 1796 after noticing milkmaids who got cowpox didn't catch smallpox.
Okay, so it's probably like one of these crude type, what am I saying? A way to deliver a vaccine.
Yeah,
right?
so
it wasn't like you're getting an injection and whatever. You're probably getting
I think it was. Eventually, he developed the vaccine to give and via an injection. And basically, it's just like using a small amount of the cowpox virus to incite an immune reaction that would
there was
fight
some
off smallpox.
vaccine development where it was safer eventually. Because I thought that you had to, this is not correct, but drink it or something like that, right? I thought you had to get it into your system in a different way.
Honestly, I don't know how it was administered, but it looks like, I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, the point is that this smallpox vaccine launched the entire field of vaccination. This is like the first vaccination.
Oh.
Yeah, in 1796.
Wow.
Yeah. We've come so long, so far. Okay. How about dialysis? Do a couple more. Dialysis.
That's where you help the kidneys out.
How do you help them out?
It's like ECMO for your kidneys.
Yeah, good. You take out all that blood and you run it through a machine and it removes all the impurities, all the things. Interestingly, all the longevity folks, like the longevity influencers.
Are they doing dialysis?
They're not.
Oh.
But like they're always talking about removing toxins.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
you got those organs right there.
Go get yourself dialysis if you really feel like your body's not doing it well enough, but they won't because it's crazy invasive.
Yeah.
But that's how
it doesn't seem comfy either.
No, you sit in you got a big giant line in your hand or in your arm, and you sit in a machine, or you sit. It's probably a comfortable bed. I've seen them. They've got like TV screens and stuff because they're sitting in there for like 4, 5, 6 hours.
Jeez, so that's like all you're doing. That's like a large part of your waking
if you
hours.
have no kidney functions, like 3 times a week. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, you're doing that. First machine was created in what year? Now that I've told you, it's a fairly advanced process.
Yeah, so
not going to be 600 BC.
No,
they weren't doing dialysis back then.
I'm gonna guess like the 30s.
Close, 1943.
Okay,
nice job. By Willem Kolff.
There's a lot of variations on Williams doing these things.
Yeah, I mean we're all amazing. In the Netherlands, he used sausage casings and washing machine parts to accomplish this during World War II. So it's like war times, like I don't know how.
Desperate times.
I don't know what sausage casings, what the hell that means or how that helped, but we'll just go with it. Maybe we'll do a deeper dive on that. Maybe we'll have a nephrologist come on and tell us about the history.
Do you not know what sausage casings?
I know what sausage casings are.
Do you not know how they were made?
Using animal parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like intestine.
Yeah. But right. I just don't know where that factored into the development of dialysis.
Right.
That's what I don't know. Yes, I
wonder if it was a membrane. Do you think? Like a filtering.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
We'll look into it. Okay, and last one, C-section.
Oh, I feel like this one could be a BC answer. Just like, get that baby out of there. Mom's gonna die.
So there's a myth that it was linked to Julius Caesar.
Oh.
But that's probably a myth. It's a surgical procedure to deliver a baby through incisions in the abdomen and uterus, as we know.
Cesarean. I just made that connection.
Got that? Yeah, exactly. So it's been performed for centuries. Roman era accounts exist, but it wasn't widely survivable.
Right.
Until the 1800s.
Oh, that's earlier than I would have guessed.
19th century.
Yeah.
But centuries they've been doing it. Roman era. So what's the Rome? That's like Rome is like what?
I've dumped all of that knowledge out of my brain. Specific years.
I always thought it was
stupid that you had to learn that
Empire?
It's like it'd be like
Roman Empire was
1000, right? Like BC up to like somewhere around year 1000.
Like 27 BC up to you're right, about 1000 AD.
Because it's like the fall of the Roman Empire is what led to the Dark Ages, which is so on and so forth.
I think you did pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
Not bad.
You want to do one more or just call it, or have you had enough?
We could do one more.
All right, how about one more? Last one. Appendectomy.
Appendectomy.
What is that?
Oh, well, that's where you remove the appendix.
Do you know how to do it?
Of course not.
I mean, like, generally, where I guess you wouldn't know that. Anyway.
It's
we do it laparoscopically now.
It's on one of the sides.
Do you know which side it is? Guess.
Right.
Correct. I had to think about it for a second. Yes, that's correct.
That's
it's the right side.
Okay.
The right, your right side. Like
Do you know why I know that? When I was in high school, I had like a horrible pain on my right side around there. And we went to the hospital because it just like wasn't going away. And we thought maybe it's appendicitis. So we better go in. But then it stopped. So it probably was not appendicitis, and who knows what it was, but it was...
Gas.
No. It was...
Constipation.
No. It was one
Hemorrhoids.
God. No. What was it that your old principal said to you recently? You're being a jerk.
All right. Well, did you finish your story? I'm sorry.
You kind of ruined it. No, I never found out what that was, but it really hurt worse than like anything I had experienced up to then. And very few things afterward beat it.
It's probably gas.
No.
All right. So appendectomy was first surgically performed when? Successfully
See, you're dismissing.
performed.
Now I feel dismissed. This is when the doctor's like, oh, it's just gas. You're fine. It wasn't. I'm telling you. Because I did go to the doctor and they did look.
I'm so sorry. I do not know what your vague
I don't
pain
care that you don't know.
From 30 years ago might have been. All I can do is guess. And you know what it might be?
I hear you, and I know why you would say that. I'm telling you, they ruled that out.
Okay, they ruled out the gas.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I wish they could have figured it out.
Maybe someone out there will know.
Let's go find your records.
What looks like appendicitis?
All right, give me a year for appendectomy.
It's just like the Seinfeld where they had to pee. Then he's like, it went away.
That's right.
My appendicitis went away.
What year?
Okay.
Appendectomy.
1700s.
1730s.
Hey!
Good job. The modern technique evolved in the late 1800s with antiseptic surgery. When they started to be able to not have you die from horrible infection afterwards. That's it for Knock Knock Hi. Let us know if we got anything wrong, please.
Oh, I'm sure we did.
Check us to the extreme. Give us all the background. All you historians out there, tell us what we got wrong. You can email us, knockknocki@human-content.com. Visit us on our social media platforms. Hang out with us and the Human Content Podcast family on TikTok or Instagram, Human Content Pods. You can also leave a comment over on YouTube or a review anywhere you listen to your podcast. So over on YouTube, we have @Incalescent9378 said, Kristin, if you also do individual podcasts on cognitive stuff, sign me up because I love it. Do the brain. I come and listen. Do the brain, Kristin. She comes and listens.
I love that. I have heard a couple of people mention something to this effect. So I do not currently do an individial podcast, but I am wondering if maybe we should incorporate some of that stuff into these episodes to Glauc.
People want the brain. They do.
It's interesting.
Full video episodes are every week on our YouTube channel @Glauc&Flecken. We also have a Patreon. Go check that out. Patreon.com/Glauc&Flecken or go to Glauc&Flecken.com. Speaking of Patreon community perks, shout out to the Jonathans. We got to do that.
Yes.
Lucia C., Edward K., Marion W., Mr. Grandetti, Caitlin C., Brianna L., MP Cole, Mary H., Keith G., Parker, Muhammad L., David H., Kaylee A., Gabe, Gary M., Eric B., Marlene S., Scott M., Kelsey M., Dr. Hoover, Sean M., Ryan N., Jess K., Hawkeye MD, Bubby Salt, and Shawnee D. Patreon roulette time, random shouts, some of the emergency medicine tier. Lisa P. Thank you, Lisa, for being a patron. And thank you all for listening. We're your hosts, Will and Kristin Flannery, also known as the Glauc&Fleckens. Our executive producers are Will Flannery, Kristin Flannery, Aaron Corney, Rob Golden, and Shanti Brooke. Our editor and engineer is Day Supportees. Our music is by Omer Benzvi. To learn about Knock Knock Hi's program and disclaimer, ethics, policy, submission, verification, and licensing terms, and HIPAA release terms, go to Glauc&Flecken.com or reach out to us at knockknocki@human-content.com with questions, concerns, or fun medical puns. Knock Knock Hi is a Human Content production.
Knock, knock, goodbye.
Thanks for watching the episode. You can find more on that playlist over there. If you prefer to listen or you just had your eyes dilated, you can binge full episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Or join the party over on Patreon, where you get early access episodes, hang out with us, get lots of exclusive bonus content. Help you subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.